Greetings, it's Vaygrim, back again with another episode of Resonant Rise. Ghostwood Tree. Anybody that's been watching my Hot Block series can probably figure out why I'm growing this. That is fuse wood. I was actually growing that for a rail system that ended up getting scrapped. Yeah. Oh, the back door has been left open. I need to actually close all of that up. It's not going to get used anymore. All arrivals are going to end up, that portal is going to get moved. I changed out the tracks. It's not all redstone inlay anymore. It uses some of this blaze rail from Natura. That's what I needed the fuse wood for. That and blaze rods get you blaze rails. Now you'll see there's a new construction off to the right. Not much has changed in here, though I do eventually want to completely redo this wall of machines. It's a cluttered mess, and I need to reorganize it and make it look prettier. This is the stairway. This will be the basically primary entryway for folks coming in from the portal. It's going to be a bit of a long walk to the front door, but, you know, hey. The portal's going to get put right there, basically. I did have a rail system that went up, and I'll show you. It went straight out here, and it basically pulled up this way, and then curved around, and shot straight down here beside these buildings. Stopped here for a little quick depot, came around, and then met up with this right on this level. The problem was, well, the server is laggy. It's got performance problems, and I can't get around that, which means that rail carts are dicey at best. So, most times, there would be a lot of hitching, a lot of sticking halfway around. The only reason I decided to do the minecart system, or try it at least, is because I was going to use the rails from Natura. Where are they? Right here. Blaze rails and powered blaze rails and things like this. But, problem is, these powered blaze rails aren't. Like, okay, powered minecart rails from Railcraft will take you uphill. You can actually go up a steep incline with that, and it works fine. But with blaze rails from Natura, powered blaze rails won't. You still have to hold your key forward to even try and go up, and even then it's real slow. I don't know if they're bugged or what, but basically what ended up happening was I had this rail system coming way up here on a steep incline, and it kind of capped out right about here, and then made a quick jog, and then turned around and curved. But the problem ended up being that you could stick on the incline, or you were constantly rolling back, or the server was jostling you back and forth because of latency. So I ditched it. I left that capped off, and that little part down there is still there because, I don't know, I might find a better system or just make real Railcraft rails in the future. I had to put this here so it would work. But wasn't happy with it. These things will not power a minecart uphill like a Railcraft system will. So I'm going to move the portal over here, and then we've got a couple of different ways. We've got a walkway over here. Let me show you this. This is real cool. I'm actually going to swap these out. I'm not real happy with them. I'm going to put something solid there. But I've got this this fluid display from Random Things, and I've got it set to lava. So it is a completely safe bridge that looks like it's made out of actual lava. I'm really happy with that. The ancient ruins are coming along. Poppycox is doing wonderful work. And we're trying to figure out what we want to do for the mid-plaza. I've got some dirt set in some of these upper tiers because we're going to be using them for planting spaces. I'm going to put a sigil of light right here so that we can actually get a better lighting of this whole area. Because right now, if I take off my night vision, you see this place is a pretty dark abyss. And on want a blood magic altar somewhere, right? So, Poppycox is the master builder on the server. Pretty much everybody agrees that he is an ace when it comes to stuff like this, and he's doing wonders for me. Contours of the land and the rolling hill down here. I'm real happy with it so far. The only thing we're having a problem with is what features that we wanted to put where. I decided to slap a water feature right up here, as you can see. And I'm testing out some of this colored brick from Extra Utilities. I think it works out real well. Turn that triangular area into a water feature. I think that's really cool. So I'm going to do some brainstorming with Poppycox, and we can continue our tour of the base and what changes have been happening. I find myself at the mercy of the stupid hats. So, I'm going to go throw this away. I have so many squid parts, it's coming out my ears. We've been busy downstairs in the gardens. And I would like very much to show you what kind of progress we've made. Me and Poppycox have been very busy, but I will readily admit it's mostly been Poppycox. He's been going like a machine and fulfilling my every whim and wish. So basically, I'm going to go this way this time around. We had some initial designs for the gardens, that some wishes that I wanted. I wanted space that would be usable for planting. And, you know, little gardens here and there. I wanted some trees and some natural looking stuff so we can put trees in the corners. We're going to have to build them, but we can put a tree here that fills up this corner and kind of reaches over the path. We can do the same thing probably like over here. And the path winds up. There's a little kind of a nook back here in the corner. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I'm going to make it some little secret hideaway thing. And the path goes up here to the central complex, the central plaza, which he has actually quite kindly helped me in getting set up with an altar. There we go. With an altar from Blood Magic. Now, this is not just a tier 1 altar. It is a tier 2, tier 3 altar. So that's what these big things are here. So you'll notice, if you see the pattern, there's the 4 glowstone corners. And then the 4 outer bloodstone corners. That's the tier 3 level of the altar. It descends downward. That's the tier 3 section right there. Just below it, you see, we have a ritual set up that is a well of suffering. What that's doing is dealing damage to all these poor, unsuspecting skeletons that are spawning from that spawner right there. This is graveyard soil that we have down here at the bottom. Let me see if I have any more of this stuff sitting around. Yeah, graveyard soil. This is from Tinker's Construct. It's actually not real hard to make. And crazy part is, it heals undead. There's actually an inverse version of this, I think, called Consecrated Soil, which harms undead. We want to heal them, because basically this set of colored blocks down here across the bottom is a ritual that's set up with blood magic called a Well of Suffering, and what it does is it turns pain inflicted on monsters below it, hostile mobs. It turns that pain and inflicting damage into life points for the network, for my blood magic, blood network. So basically this is fueling my blood magic now. We kind of went from 0 to 60. We spent about 2 hours hacking away at the really boring stuff. But this is working out beautifully. I'm going to get some other spawners down here and probably put them off to the side. But basically, if I can get like a zombie spawner, maybe more skeleton spawners, what'll happen is, as long as I'm near this altar, it will actually start producing monsters. Now, long term, what I want to do is swap all of this out with cursed earth. And put some lights around here that I can turn on and off with a redstone signal so I can stop the cursed earth from spawning stuff. That'll be really good. I might do that. I don't know what to do that now. Maybe this episode. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But this is getting me set up and started really, really cool. One of the things that I was really eager about, let's get up here. Oof. First things first, there's the water feature that I was talking about. I think it's come along real nice. I like it. Poppycock seems to be pretty happy with it too. We're going to have all these little terraces and stuff up on this top edge. And he's even connecting some of these structures with bridges. I'm going to put a floor in right here, I think. That'll be cool. And he is doing, if I dare say, an amazing job at making this look really, really nice, really slick. So I'm very impressed and very happy with Poppycock's work on this. Poppycock has been doing an amazing job, and I'm just going to let him keep doing what he's doing. Now that he has helped me get set up and established with blood magic. I have certain things I can make use of. Now I have my divination sigil, which lets me see. I want to say sigil as a Texan, but I don't know if that or sigil is more accurate. I hear a lot of people in Europe say sigil, but it's sigil, S-I-G-I-L. To me, that doesn't make sense. But that's the Texan in me that's trying to... Anyway, now that we've got this established, I have my divination sigil that lets me see what kind of blood that I actually have, what level, and you'll see... If I just right-click with it, it says 149,000. My top end is 150. So you see it bounces up and down just a little bit. The altar itself has about 10,000. That's its max capacity. So, yeah. Now that we have that, there's really cool things that we can do. Like, I have Sigil of the Phantom Bridge. Now, what this is doing... Oh, gosh. I have a really hideous hat on my head. Hang on a sec. Yep, I'm going to go back to my slime hat. Slime hat. There we go. Much better. So what you'll see, no matter where I walk, this thing creates ground beneath me. They're called spectral blocks, and they disappear quite quickly. So I always have ground level. Now, if I wanted to, I could hop up here real quick, and the level of it changes. I really do love this thing. If I couldn't fly, I would have been striving for this and an air sigil, specifically because the air sigil pulls you up into the air, and this thing lets you basically just kind of walk around. It's great for higher builds. It's great for working on buildings where you need to get up. You know, it's really cool. So I'm very happy with this Sigil of the Phantom Bridge. It uses only a little bit of blood. If I turn it off, you'll see it just kind of decays out from under me. Now, you saw some antennae across the back of my head. That is actually as a result of Galacticraft. That's this tab right back here. Hoses and stuff like that. That's what's showing on my back right there. So, that's why it's back there. We actually have Galacticraft on the server now. I think this has been talked about already. I know it's been mentioned in Reddit, but basically... One thing that has already been talked about is the fact that we are now testing a specific mod pack that was requested by the Yogscast. They want a better, faster, cooler version of MoonQuest because they've been doing it themselves. KirinDave got in good with them after doing Chaosville and has been basically negotiating. So this is one of the reasons why we've had Galacticraft put on the server here recently, is because we're testing the version the Yogscast is eventually going to be using. And that is very, very exciting for us. We're very thrilled about this, needless to say. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's been put in. That's why hats got turned on. Because it is very much right up the Yogscast alley. Woo. I need to put a cap on this. It looks kind of ugly with the open. these side areas, I'm going to turn these, like some of these, into planting areas. Maybe just a little bit of carrots over there. Put some potatoes up here. Some of the ones that have white stone tile, I'm going to put a sigil of light from Ars Magica. I want to put one right up here. It'll light up the whole area, make it look real nice and bright. That also means you'll be able to see it really well from outside the dome, which I'm very, very excited about. This area up here, I'm probably going to turn into green space. I'm going to put some totems right here and get into totemic. It's been too long. I've been slacking off on totemic, and I really owe it to Pokefin to look into it and see how it works. So I'm going to start doing that very, very soon. Spaces like over here probably will get used for green space for witchery, or maybe even I can turn this area right here into witchery space. Yeah, that's what the little terraces are going to be used for, and I'm very excited. This needs to have a floor. I think I'm just going to put a white tile floor right here. But very cool, very exciting. So yeah, let's step outside real quick and see. Now you can see one of the reasons we did this special kind of a stuff. It's that fluid display from random things. You can use a bucket of liquid on it, and it makes that block look like any liquid. We have it made look like blood from Blood Magic. And it shows a real hard contrast, even outside the water. Let me take this off. I take off my aqua affinity, which means I can't see as well underwater. That whole area is lit up and real visible. And that's what I want. You can see the front observation window very nicely. You can actually see the science wing and the botany wing right over there. You can actually see the powerhouse. Even our stairwell is visible, our walkway back and forth. So this all makes me very happy, and I'm very excited about it. I did have a railway, as I said earlier, going around here, but I ended up, whoa, that's dark. I ended up having, there we go. The difference aqua affinity and night vision makes, it's just startling. So I did originally have a rail system going here all the way around and down to the front, but because of lag I had to take it down. This one I'm honestly thinking about killing and just widening this out to 3 wide and make it real nice. Maybe put some plants along the side and make it look like an actual like visitor entrance center. Somebody is coming into an office building or something. I really need to spiff this up. I'm also kind of getting tired of looking at basalt floors everywhere. The first thing I'm going to be doing is swapping out the basalt on the actual stairwell. I am very, very happy about how things are coming along, though. It's been very, very good progress here on the Resonant Rise server, and I'm very eager. I don't know if I'm going to do the moon. The moon's kind of to me, but I'm very interested in making a space station. I'm also interested in making potentially a trip to Mars. I'm going to have to go to the moon to at least get to Mars. So I'll probably do that. Just quick trips, hit a dungeon, see if I can get some plans for a level 2 rocket, stuff like that. But beyond that, I don't want to dwell on the moon. I want to shoot for Mars and make a space station somewhere along the way. So we might actually do that. I was thinking about doing that this episode. But some little plans got changed here during the week and in my personal schedule, so I just haven't had the time to get on the server and devote to that. And I do apologize, but I do think that things are coming along fantastically here at the volcano. I'm looking at, let me think, the next project that I want to do, let's go back out. The next project I actually want to do is actually going to be, there we go, Phantom Bridge. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't use any blood. If it does, it's real small. I love how, this is one effect that I've noticed very quickly, and I think it's fantastic. It is blotchy, but you can see straight through the water because of the Phantom Bridge. I really do want to make a bigger military complex right over here on the other side of the missile silo from the actual entrance hallway. Put it right over there. I think that would be a very good addition to the underwater section of the base. Another thing I want to do is clear off the island of trees because we're going to start using this area for tree growth. I want to actually use this to put a little military compound, maybe kind of like almost a corporate military compound, like a little office building, but also have it defended and have some missiles on the actual island itself. I think this is going to fit in with the general theme of Grimco, the whole thing we've going for this season, the whole concept of the Bond villain. And I think it's going to be really cool. Is it all? Deactivated. There you go. That's going to take some getting used to. So, in general, though, the next thing I actually have an idea for, and again, this was planned for this episode, but some real-life stuff got in the way, and I had to bump it back. Next episode, I'm going to build an airship directly above the volcano itself, probably way up at the Y180, Y190 level. I am actually going to make a nice big airship that's actually going to use a combination of atomic science, potentially, and wind turbines from Mechanism, definitely, in order to give it that kind of propeller feeling. Like right about here, I think it would just barely be visible from water level if we put it right up here at about 180. We use an angel block. We set it on this side of the volcano, so it's in between the island and the volcano itself. And probably somewhere, let's zoom in on the map here. Yeah, put it somewhere right about halfway, like here, so we have a big airship. I'm going to have a flat green space across the top of it that I'm going to use specifically for bees. Now, I'm going to warn you, I do want to get into bees because I haven't done it in a long time. Bees is very cool, but bees do not make good television, or YouTube in this case. So I don't expect that you're going to want to watch me muddle through hours and hours of bees. I will do quick updates, let you know what progress I've made, but I'm not going to dwell on it unless you ask. Then, even then, I might only put an episode or two out that actually has bees in it. But in the grand scheme of things, I do want to get into bees specifically because there are certain resources made by bees that you really can only acquire automatically, let me put it that way, through bees. And I want to try and automate as much of my existence on this server as possible. I would love to have some bees set up that automatically provided me with certain resources on a given basis to make life a lot easier here on the server, so I don't constantly have to tend farms or tend crops or whatever the case may be. I think that'd be very cool. Plus, I think the airship is going to be a really good platform for doing some bees and doing some trees, but I'll keep it to a minimum. Do not fret. I'm not going to dominate airtime with bees. So, that is the plan for next episode. I was thinking about doing it this episode, but real life got in the way. Real life intervened. However, things are going good now. I really do like the direction that the gardens are taking, and I'm very pleased. I'm hoping by next week's episode, I'll have a more solid set of progress that me and Poppycox have made on getting trees put in, getting greenery put in, and just generally making this look more livable. I think it's going to be really, really cool, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So until next time, this is Vaygrim signing off from the Resonant Rise server. Please be sure to tune back in next week, and we'll see what other interesting shenanigans we can get up to with more time. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I appreciate you spending your time watching my video. Bye-bye.